Book of John today, the book of John, and we'll work with that for just a few moments. Amen. The book of John, specifically the 16th chapter of the book of John. That 16th chapter is where we will read from on today. That is John, St. John, the Gospel of John. I don't know that you're going to find a 16th chapter in any of the epistles of John.
Amen.
Amen. Even as though most pages have ceased from turning. All right, amen. John, the 16th chapter, and we're going to ask that you would take a look at verse number 33. That is the 33rd verse of the 16th chapter of the book of St. John. The word of the Lord reads on this wise. It says that these things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.
Amen.
So far the scripture. Take your liberties and be seated in the presence of the Lord. These things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation. Be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. I read that again as you had a point of leisure to relax and to take it in. But as we go forward, if you could just consider what I really just read. These things have I spoken unto you. And listen to what follows, that in me ye might have peace. Might brings about question as to whether you will have peace or not. Now, let's follow from there. In the world ye shall have tribulation. Shall have brings us to the realization that it's going to happen. You're in the Lord, you might have peace. The world, you will have tribulation. You might have peace. You will have tribulation. But I left something for you to consider. How do you handle that which you will have when you might be comfortable? Be of good cheer. What he's saying is that basically, in that I'm assuring you're going to have tribulation, no matter what, you better be glad about it. That didn't sit well with 99% of the individuals here. And that other 1% might be the child that's well on the way to sleep. It doesn't deal with much tribulation at all. Rogers, I don't want to deal with tribulation at all. But the Bible said you're going to have it. Joseph, this was that man that's born of a woman is of a few days. And those few days are full of trouble. So we cannot get around it. And the truth of the matter is that we spend a whole lot of time, exert a whole lot of energy trying to get away from the trouble when we could simply change our mentality towards the trouble. I learned along the way that we worry about a whole lot of stuff we cannot change. Oh, I'm going to preach in a little while. Just hang out with me. Just hang out with me a little while. Just hang out with me. right now we're just laying a little bit of groundwork. And so we're caught up, we're concerned, we're worried about some stuff we cannot change. And by that, do not have the power over anyhow.
All right.
And we allow it to burden us, to wear us out. But God said, be of good cheer. He's trying to help us to understand that the suffering of this present life is not worthy to be compared to the glory, to the joy that shall be revealed. And so it helps me to know that I should not have hope in this life only.
Yeah.
So I cannot set my affections on things of this earth.
Well,
That does tell me, if I was able to get all the goods of this land, but did not have my soul right with God, I would have problems anyway. The Bible declares, and that should be the reference material that we use to govern whichever direction we decide to go. Says, what does it profit a man if he gain the whole world but lose his soul?
well,
So you're going to have some tribulation. But be of good cheer. Why should you be of good cheer? Because I have overcome the world. Excuse me, brother preacher. You're talking, but you did not tell me what your subject is. Hang out a little while. Because when we work the word today, I'm going to try to strengthen your heart and show you right where you are as a child of God.
Thank you, Jesus.
These things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. And in the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. We're in John. And it says, the disciple who Jesus really loved. The Bible bears out that John was in a little bit of special category in the heart of the Lord. He was that follower that just simply pleased God. Just to look upon him. And so the Lord really loved John. It's the last gospel that is written, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But John is written a whole lot different than the other three gospels. For the other three seem to be synoptic gospels, if you will. But John doesn't follow that same pattern. It fringes on theological concerns. Some stuff we still wrestle with even today in the church of the living God.
Hallelujah.
Causes us to bait one another rather than finding the good ground that we can agree upon. We tend to find the negative piece to fight over. Trying to jockey to prove my point and my ability to study greater than you. Rather than saying that all scripture was given by inspiration of God, it's profitable. Back up, Rogers, back up, Rogers, back up. Don't move too quick. I hear you. So I'm going to say, yes, we got to rightly divide the word of truth.
All right.
man,
And so it's incumbent upon us to study to show ourselves approved unto God, not unto man.
Amen.
Because man will try to conjure up some stuff and try to make it look like he's a little more in-depth than you. Well, you got me on that one, but I got you on these two. And so it then becomes a challenge for us to fight rather than for us to stand firm on to defend the gospel of Jesus the Christ. So John comes from a theological standpoint. What do you mean, Rogers? Well, it helps us to know that Jesus is the Son of God.
Amen.
Therein lies a real problem for quite a few of the brethren. But though we discuss that, it does not change the fact at all that Jesus is the Son of God. It tells us plainly that the Word is manifested in the flesh. Oh, you can't get around it. And so without further ado and rehearsing it all before, so it comes to the result to help us to understand that Jesus is God. And there's much to do, much battle, rather than sitting down and reasoning with the Word of God. But I dropped by here today to tell somebody that simply put, know what you believe and stand on it. There's so much that's happening today in the world. So many heresies that are going around. And I don't have to fight you about the Word of God. All I have to do is know it and stand on it.
Amen.
So I don't have to impress you with my knowledge, but I do need to study to show myself approved unto God. And so here we are. It is the book that tells me, John, that Yahweh is gracious. And when I consider this gracious God that I serve, it helps me to realize that though I don't see myself really as precious as God sees me, I'm still precious anyhow.
Well,
though I continue to rehearse the wrong in my life, day in and day out, I realize that God sees me for where I'm going to end up and not right where I am.
man, thank the Lord.
He sees me where he wants me to be, but he knows where I am. Roger, break that down just a little bit. Well, I understand that he is a present help in the time of my trouble. And so even when I'm in trouble, God still knows where I'm going, and he drops by my trouble, and so that he can lift me, give me a way of escape so that I can make it to the destiny that he has in store for me. And so it is that John, when it deals with Yahweh being gracious and tells us of the miracle working power of Jesus the Christ. Since we're there, it witnesses of his deity, the power of the living God.
Yes, Lord.
Can I tell you, before I give you my subject for today, can I rehearse a little bit of the 16th chapter of John? Because I think this will open the door and set us up for where we're in today. John 16 and 16 says, "A little while, and ye shall not see me. And again, a little while, and ye shall see me. Because I go to the Father." Rogers, you said we're going to have tribulation. We might have peace. Need to be of good cheer. And now you find us and talking about he going to be gone, he going to be coming back. Can you bring this thing here full circle? Because I don't know how much longer I'm going to hang around. Just ride this ride with me down the road. A little while, and ye shall not see me. And again, in a little while, ye shall see me, because I go to the Father. And herein lies some of our trouble, because we're at a place where people find comfort. when the Lord is right there. But we have to realize that just as Jesus was right there with the disciples, he knew that he would not always be there. Now let's travel down your road. Because Jesus seems not to be physically present, we wrestle with some things. And to say, help us to understand it, when God has already given the answer to it all. The disciples were here with the man, Jesus the Christ. See him work miracles, to perform great works, but he was going away and to help them understand, I'm leaving you in a physical sense. It's something to be physically detached to, but to be emotionally attached. I told you I'll help you before too long. Because a whole lot of us will certainly try and distance ourselves physically from somebody or something that has messed with us.
Yeah. Bless the Lord.
I know I haven't given you my subject. Just hang out a little while. But just because we move physically apart does not change our emotional attachment. Oh, too often we're running from one thing or one person or one place to another. But our heart is tied to that which we run away from. And so, just drop by to tell you that Jesus was leaving the disciples in a physical sense. But they had an emotional attachment.
Well,
and so the truth of the matter comes, had to ask the question, Mr. Disciple, and that Jesus is not there physically, are you still able? Are you still able when you can't just reach out and touch him? When you can't lean over and ask the question, are you still willing to follow him anyhow? And so, as you walk this journey today with the Lord Jesus the Christ, when you feel like you're all alone, though the Bible says, lo, I'm with you always, even to the end of the age. He said, I'll never leave you, nor will I forsake you. Even though you're right there and you feel like you're all alone. Can I help you to understand it's not about your feeling at all? Because you need to know that the Lord your God is going to be with you.
yes, Lord.
Come hell or high water, he's going to stay right there anyhow.
Well,
So since we're talking, can I give you something to focus your attention on? But my thought for today then falls in that 33rd verse, I have overcome. And since I'm going to tell you a little bit about overcoming, then I have to realize that when Jesus was getting ready to lead the disciples, they had to be at a place to understand, you're not with me now, but I got to hold on to that which I know.
well,
So when I cannot ask you what to do next physically, will I be at a place where I can connect with you spiritually? And so our disciples are there, and it helps us to know that every now and then, when it seems like the comfort of having what you need right there is gone, we have to face a stark reality that Jesus will hear our every prayer. But we got to allow him to answer and not come to our own conclusion if we're going to overcome.
well,
I know it's some great spiritual hymn that may sing around this month of February. And in that is Black History Month, and we shall overcome. But I dropped by here today to say you have already overcome. And it might not look like you're a conqueror right now, but I remember when I was sitting there, Romans 8 and 37. Today in all these things, we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. Does Jesus love anybody in here? And if you're on his love list, then rest assured you're more than a conqueror. I'm not through with the text yet. If I can just work the text next a little while, just a few more minutes, I'll travel down the road and where you want me to be. But no more assurance that is challenging sometimes when the comfort is all gone. When my security blanket is no longer there, and I really have to rely on that which I know, not hold on to some object, not to hold on to something that seemed to be there to help me. How many will be honest enough to say that I've been through some days when I thought it was about a thing and not about God? But I came to the resolve to understand that God being with me makes all the difference in the world. And because Jesus says that I'm no longer going to be with you, but then I will be back with you. Let me help you what the Bible declares. If you will, can I run through John the 14th chapter? Just hang out a little while longer. In John 14 and verse 16 it says, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, and that he may abide with you forever. And so Jesus was trying to help the disciples before he got to the point of saying, I'm going away. I told you that I'm going to send the comforter. I'm going to talk to the Father so that you can have what you need when I'm not here. But that's not the end, y'all. Can I talk just a little bit more before I build up to chapter 16? In John 15 and verse 26, it says, but when the comforter is come, 14 talked about him going to the Father to send you the comforter. 15 says, when the comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father. And so it's apparent that I can't walk down the street and get the comforter. Oh, too many folks today gonna try to tell you raise your hands and repeat after me, and you gonna be just fine. The devil is a liar anyhow, and if you gonna overcome, you better know what the Bible says, because if you get it any other way, you don't even have it. You playing with yourself because you're not playing with God. And I'm tired here in 20 and 14 of folks saying it's a church and it is not part of the church. I'm tired in 20 and 14 of folks coming up with all kind of foolishness and shame that is associated with the church of the living God. Time out of foolishness, because the hell you gonna find yourself. You better know what the Bible says. I know what God is calling for. And so it says in chapter 15, but when the comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, who proceedeth from the Father, that shall testify of me. And it would seem like that would be enough, but can I give you one more verse before I work our subject matter a little while? And it tells me in chapter 16 and in verse number 7, nevertheless I tell you the truth. In that Jesus is the truth. You got to know that he's the way, he is the truth, and he is the life. When I realize that he's the truth and he's telling me the truth, he's telling me about himself anyhow. And when he tells me about him, then I can fall in the Old Testament and say it's better to obey than to try to deal with any sacrifice. Then I can hold up and say, if I get the truth, I realize that it is the truth that shall make me free. Anybody free in here? So in chapter 16 and verse number 7, nevertheless I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away. Now I'm traveling down your road now because Jesus has said, because I know you want me to stay, because while I'm right here with you, you can always lean on me. When it's a question that you don't have the answer to, you can lean on me. But when he goes away, then I'm trying to help somebody here today. For if I go not away, then the comforter, he will not come. And so you're trying to find comfort in me being here. I'm in a physical sense and can only be in one place at one time. But help me, God, if I go not away, the comforter will not come unto you. And then, but if I depart, I will send him unto you. Can I help tie it together now? Because he told them when he was leaving, but reminded them that I'm going to come back again. And in their mind, they're saying, why is he telling me this? And what does it really mean? Just like some of you, when you go through your test and your challenge, you say, why me? And what does it really mean? What God was trying to tell us out of 14, 15, and 16 is that it's better for Jesus to go, so that not only will you look at him physically, but you can have him down on the inside. And for the one that have him down on the inside, now can I talk about my subject? It is the one that has Jesus down on the inside. He shall overcome. I don't care how many times they try to sing it in a song. If you don't have Jesus down on the inside, oh, you're not going to overcome. Because I heard the Bible declare a little bit in front of Romans 8 and 37. There is something in 8 and 28 that said all things work together for the good of them that love God and are called according to his purpose. And if you're called according to his purpose, then it's working in your favor. And what's going to happen if it's working in your favor? It tells me that you're going to overcome. I know that he that shall come, he will come, and he will not tarry. And so rest assured, when you realize that it ain't about Jesus hanging around, it's all about Jesus being down on the inside. I realize that if he's here physically, he can only go with me by myself, and that might leave you alone. But when he leaves and he sends the comforter then can be a friend that stick closer than any brother. The comforter then can be a mother to the motherless, can be a father to the fatherless. A comforter then down on the inside can look out for you when it seems like nobody else is around. Every now and then, when I got ready to stumble, I realized then it wasn't about a physical Jesus, but it was a spiritual Jesus down on the inside. Anybody been there? Oh, I realized that the word is true. When I would do good, evil was always present. I realized that I couldn't make it by myself, and the God that I serve had to stand up in me. My foot did now almost slip, but of me. It has to be my battle. But when it gets behind me, he got to deal with Micah, the archangel. He got to deal with goodness. He got to deal with mercy. He got to find himself. Said my grace is sufficient. Anybody need the grace of the living God? Anybody found out that Jesus is everything you need? Anybody tried him and said, I thought I was gonna fall, but I found out that he is everything I need. I might get a little piece, and then I might not. I might won't go to drop by, and then again I might not. But this I know, that trouble is gonna stop by here, and when it comes, I can stand up and say, I have some good cheer. I've sown in tears, I'm gonna reap in joy. Come on and say yeah. Tell God yeah. Anybody have your sown in those tears? I got something for you. It's a little bit of joy. When I say joy, I say J is for Jesus. O is for over. Y is for you. All I'm saying is Jesus over you. Down on the inside, I heard Jesus said, I'll keep you. I heard him say, I'll hold you. Oh yes, I will. I heard him say, I'll stick with you. Oh yes, he did. I can overcome, not in my own power, but in the power of the Holy Ghost. I found out while up in the air, 30,000 feet, when things look mighty clear, I realized the pilot can go on and fly with ease. But every now and then, I board a flight and it gets a little rocky. They call it turbulence. And every now and then, the pilot can't see the way that he's flying. Well, Rogers, you're up at 30,000 feet. The pilot can't see, but the plane's still going. What's going on? He's not relying on what he sees. He's relying on what's on the inside. Oh my! When you realize it ain't about what you see, it's all about what's on the inside. You are an overcomer. Trust God. Obey God. Honor God. Love God. Do his will. Keep his commandment. God is. Today you need to know you have overcome. Not that you're going to be overcoming. You've already overcome. Every device of the devil. He ain't coming with nothing new. Satan has already been defeated. You might get peace, but you will get tribulation. But be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.
Well,
You are in the world, but not of the world. And every now and then, when you find yourself in trouble, just say it's a good time to give God glory. It's a good time to give God praise. It's a good time to bless the name of our God.